What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 Donut Ring Deathmatch AI only game. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Today, as promised, we're going to have a little look in the info addicts, assuming they worked, which they did, and this looks nice and healthy. Competition here between the different civs. Of course, that's on score. There's many others, but military seems fairly healthy too. We'll be using the world rankings, though, to go through who's doing the best so far. And we'll get straight into it with population, where the US leads the way with 19 million, which is a lot more than anyone else, to be fair. Germany's on 13 million, then there's another big drop down to China and France in the 8s. 6 million for India, Japan at 5.7, 4.8 for England, and then some of the strugglers, the 1 and 2 city civs, Brazil, Russia and Korea, down in between the 1 and 2 million mark at the bottom. So that's not so great for them. And then what else we got? Crop yield. Then Germany leads the way in second, smaller advantage than America. Then it's France, then China, Japan, England, India, and at the bottom again pretty low numbers for Korea, Brazil and Russia. Production, Germany again on top, so that's the opposite of population, just pointing that out. Same for crop yield, Germany leading ahead of America, then France, then China, Japan, England, India, Brazil, Russia and Korea, putting them at the bottom for a lot of these. Biggest economies, again Germany leading the US, then it is Japan, then China, France, England and India, and Brazil, Korea, Russia. Land area, France currently have the biggest proportion of the ring, then it is Germany, close second, then a bit of a drop to America, China and Japan, all neck and neck. England in third, India fourth, Korea, Brazil and then Russia at the bottom. As it stands, not doing as well as they would hope. Military manpower then, the big one, the one we all love. Germany leading the way, just 12,000 ahead of Japan, that's probably a couple of units. Then you have France at 165, then China, America, England, India, and then again Brazil, Korea and the Inca struggling a bit at the bottom. Social policies, a bit closer grouping of all the civs. India leads the way with 14, then it's 13 for Germany, 12 for France, America, England and China, 11 for Japan, Korea and Brazil, and then 10 for Russia. Anyone on negative happiness? Not yet. Close for some of them, France, but no one's there. Technologies, a bit more disparity. Russia on 30, Korea 33, 34 then for England, China, Japan and India. France and Brazil on 35, America 36, and again Germany looking good on 37. Can I go the whole way down? Yes, we can. Net gold, Russia's already losing money. Cities then, France currently has 14, Japan on 11, China and Germany joint on 10, America with 9, England with 7, 4 for India, 2 for Korea, 1 for Russia and Brazil. Science output again has Germany edging out America for first place, then it is China and France dead heat in third, Japan 5th, India and England also tied, and then Brazil, Korea and Russia at the bottom. Culture, Germany again leads, then it's India, France, China, then America, then Japan, England, Brazil, Russia and Korea. Wonders, America leads the way with 7, 6 for India, 5 for Germany, 3 for France, 2 for Brazil, 1 for China and the Japan. I was going to say the Japan, and that confused me because it was the Inca afterwards. Treasuries, not something we necessarily look at too much anymore. Great works and some of those other ones. 5 great works for France, Germany and India, 4 for America and China, 3 for Brazil, 2 for Japan and England. Right, trade routes, America leads the way with 5s, 4 for Germany and China, 3 for France. That's not actually that important. Tourism is the important one. Germany on 12, France 10, India 10, 8 for Brazil, America and China, 4 for Japan and England. And we will continue the action. That's what we all really want to do. But it looks like America may be leading the way for now at least. Let's keep hitting that next turn button, see what happens. India, this is the weirdest part of the map. I think it's just very open. Anything could happen. Korea could obviously start to come and settle more cities. India certainly could go and take some. It's very weird. So, someone did ask, has India, and I haven't replied to the comments yet, I'll do that soon. India, is random personalities on? I don't know if I can check that from here. I don't think I can, but I don't think so. But I guess if India declared a war and that's completely unusual, maybe. I don't know, maybe it was. I can't remember. I don't think it... I didn't turn it on, but if it was on already, maybe it got left on. That could be the case. I will check properly for tomorrow, so don't worry. Or after this, whenever. I'll check at some point, either way. As you see, Germany grabbing another wonder in the Red Fort. You can see they are the leading civ in the world right now, I guess, based on those statistics. You can argue for others, maybe with better opportunities going forward, but those stats didn't lie. Germany's certainly the most developed nation at this point in time. But there's going to be competition. I mean, China's not going to be an easy opponent. The US certainly look like their biggest contender for the win. And Japan and France both look very good as well. And maybe there'll be a surprise contender. Although looking around, I mean, England maybe can somehow pull off a miracle. But without their capital, it's hard. And I guess India is neither here nor there as a top civ. But there we go, the US and Japan, and it is the US declaring that. I know we just looked, but let's have a little look back. I can't remember every number off the top of my head. Military manpower. The US is outnumbered by 50k, so I'm going to assume they're going to get some help in a few turns or something. Or that is just a very bold move from the US. I'm not sure. But there it is. France joins 1 turn later. Okay, so Japan will be at war on both sides. This is going to be very interesting now, because now the numbers are certainly against Japan, and they're fighting on 2 fronts, which makes it even worse, arguably. So yeah, this will be brutal. I think we'll see a lot of casualties here in the northern part of the ring from 3 of the biggest civs, all going after each other. India does attack the US. Okay, mate, yeah, they must be on random personalities then, because that doesn't even make sense. There you go. Japan squeezing in another city here. France goes after the US as well, just to complicate. I thought you were buddies, but never mind. England and China peace out as Germany settles another new city. And England's also trying to find some way to squeeze the settler in, or move further around. Yeah, this is going to be a weird one. I don't know why France decided, you know, we're going to fight America at the same time. That will work. That will be a smart move. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's going to work out the way you think it is, but everyone's unhappy with the US. China now joining in as well. That is not what you want. I don't know. Is it that weird German? Okay, this could get bad for the US now. If Germany is getting involved too. I mean, they're not losing too heavily or anything, but they're now going to be threatened here as well towards Brasilia. France isn't making a huge amount of progress either, which is not ideal. India completes the Sistine Chapel. Korea does get a new city, so they are having a bit of a comeback, moving along the coast, moving away from France. Not the best neighbour, as it turned out. England's also moved further up this way with the city of Liverpool. I'm not sure China will be too keen on that. And the US already pieces out with Japan to focus on everyone else, including Germany in particular. And that will leave France v Japan as kind of a one-on-one, which may go back to favouring Japan again, which is not good for France, of course. Military. Germany is actually number 1 now. France is number 2. Japan has fallen to number 6 and US 7. So that was not a great war for either of them. So yeah, France then still holding advantage numbers wise as this continues. England grabbing another city. There you go, up here. And it looks like Brasilia is under threat. I don't know if that's first, but certainly the first I've seen as Washington and the US enter the industrial era. Based on this, I'll assume Germany is already in there. And we get our first ideology. It is Germany, and they went autocracy. Surprise, surprise. But there we go, Germany going with the first one. I mean, it's always autocracy or order. It's very rarely freedom. Someone will probably pick it at the end for the free policies, but that's about it. There we go. I don't remember who was dominating on tourism. That could still swing it in another direction. But Germany's doing pretty... No one's really dominating that, but Germany's doing okay. And the World's Fair is won by Germany, which is going to help them out even more. India and America will share the silver awards. Free social policy as well, and the Golden Age points also going. Just China and Korea missing out. Interesting, because Korea can understand them not competing, but you'd think China would, but maybe they're just focused on other stuff. And there it is, Brasilia falling to Germany from the US. So maybe that's the first little changing of the guard in top spot, although I think Germany was winning a lot of the categories anyway. Actually, see a lot of damage popping up across the Japanese empire, but no cities really under threat. And there we go, they peace out. But yeah, Japan needs to win against one of these two, you know, the US or France pretty soon. They're probably have more of a chance against the US with Germany's help. There we go, we're really creating World War II in this ring, aren't we? Germany's gone autocratic, and now they're gonna, maybe we're suggesting they team up with Japan to beat the US. Who would have thought? I can abstain from that vote, so that's fine, we'll do that. India's still just chilling. Russia's now been spammed with citadels just to make their day that little bit better. That's what you want. As Germany remains the host of the World's Congress, and they are still trying to attack the US here. I wonder if Japan, if enough turns pass, which they do go pretty quickly without you really noticing in these games, Japan could easily sort of go after the US again, probably in a few turns, and they may not be prepared, especially if they're dealing with Germany coming from the south. And obviously if Japan's not got a France to deal with, makes it all the better for them. We will see. We'll see how it goes next turn. Is that another new city, or maybe it was just a tile movement somewhere? Somewhere in there. Next up, Salvador. Oh, another. Okay, I didn't see that happen very quickly. Germany grabs another city off the US. It is not looking good here for the United States. And for Germany, they've never won before, or done it even remotely well before. This is looking pretty good for them. This is much better than usual, but the US is fighting back with a lot of units, so that'll likely keep going as some different resources are being banned and unbanned. For the others, I think it was silver. I'm trying to unban. Oh, okay, well, let's just try and unban cotton since it just got banned. Germany completes the Uffizi, and they might be able to hold on to this. I don't know, the mountain will help, the cannon will help, the Gatling gun will certainly help them pick off a few units, but no, there you go, Salvador falls back into the US's hands. I think we'll see planes and artillery soonish, probably next episode. I'd say by the end we'll see them. Certainly for civs like Germany. I guess oil may be the limiting factor, but you know, I'd imagine that would be time-wise next time. Another newish French city there. I don't think that's been there the whole time. The US complete the porcelain tower. Another little wonder for them. And we continue towards turn 200. Getting through it. Good pace. I mean, it's basically a normal civ game, isn't it? And I'm not playing, so even quicker. Japan has adopted autocracy. Was that only the second one? Did it take that long? It did. That is a bit scary, but there you go. Autocracy with Japan and Germany. Wonder if England and France will go freedom. We'll see. China pieces out with the US, so that's at least over. One less issue for the US to worry about. And of course, cargo ships will be moving across the inner ring. So apart from England, who are sort of banished from the inner ring, and Korea, they have to use the outer part. But yeah, there will be trade routes across the middle and around the outside, which makes things interesting. I'd imagine the inner ones will be worth more money, just because that's the capitals. America does go the opposite way of their two neighbours, which makes sense. They go order, but hopefully they're not alone on that path. Hopefully some others will make the same choice. But that of course means they have 3 factories, and New York, I see, is now up to 29 population. I hadn't paid much attention to the actual cities, but I'm guessing that's the highest in the world. We can have a look here. Yeah, it is, and Washington is actually in second on 24. Delhi only on 22. Paris 21, and Beijing also on 21. But there you go, the US cities here this sort of sea region, the most heavily populated, densely populated area on the map. As England enters the industrial era, they have their longbowmen. America retakes Brasilia. I didn't even realise Germany had taken it back, but there you go. They obviously got that back. And here we go. We're going to get a big one. Come on, game. You know cliffhangers do well. What was that? You see that? Oh, it's back. Oh, little blue square thing. Anyway, it helps the video if you guys give me a cliffhanger. America completing the Taj Mahal. Not quite the cliffhanger, but there we go. As always, if you have enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.